Welcome to Golden Owls TV. I'm your host, Avery Brooks. Now stay tuned for Good News, Glynn. Welcome to Good News, Glynn. It is the month of March. We're so excited to have Mr. Bill Fallon, Glynn County Manager. How are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us again, Avery.
Absolutely. So what's going on with the county in the month of March as we transition into spring?
That's right. Spring break is upon us. We don't see too many kids, though, for spring break. I think the ones maybe that live here come home, bring their friends, but for the most part, but it's the start of the season. We're looking forward to it. We'll have the beach ready. In fact, you're going to have Lisa Greganis on this month's edition, so she can talk a little bit more about that. But as far as March goes, yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're going to kick off March first Friday on the 7th of March. And so we're actually going to do something a little bit different. We actually have our planning and zoning team out there in our GIS. So they're going to hopefully maybe have a couple of their drones up to and kind of show some of the capabilities that we have in that office.
Oh, wow. Has that office changed over the years? I'm sure just to improve technology, and there's so much more they can do.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job. And in fact, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we'll have GIS come on sometime because they can talk a little bit more about their technology that they use. But also, they're pretty important. I think I mentioned this before. They're pretty important when it comes time for hurricanes, particularly after hurricanes. They're the first ones out there with some of our other staff. They get those drones up in the air and they try and help us assess what damage we actually have.
Super important. Yeah. Very, very important. Good. All right. Well, what else do you have for March? We're going to have Lisa and then the commissioner as well.
Yeah, Commissioner Tostenson is going to join us this month. So looking forward to that. Budget season for us. So a lot is going on here. So kind of behind the scenes, our Chief Financial Officer, Tamara Munson, does a great job of working with all the different departments, not just the ones that are part of our local county office, but the courts, the sheriff's office, Board of Elections, all of them. So they all meet with our CFO staff. And Tamara does a great job leading those conversations. But it's a process. And so they come in, we have a lot of requests. We have a lot of requests for projects, a lot of requests for capital projects, a lot of requests for personnel, that type of thing. But it's something that we do every year. So all those requests come in. Our commissioners are very engaged this year. So they're sitting in on many of these meetings that we're actually having. And so it's our job as staff to kind of put that list together. Compile it, maybe make some minor adjustments just on things that we know that we can't afford. Turn it over, really get the commissioners involved. They go through it, they roll up their sleeves, and they take a look at, kind of where we are. And then we come up with the final budget. But we do it every year. It's just that time of the year for us to be able to do it. And then the final outcome is what we can afford and what we can do with the taxpayer money. And so, but that's decided upon by the commissioners once we get that final product to them.
Right, and budgets are important, but the county budget is July 1st or end of June to end of so June to June or July 1st to July 1st, right?
Yeah, July 1 to June 30. And so, but as you can see, this is now March, but we started this process back in January actually. So January, February, it really gets to be crunch time right about now, because now we have essentially, because we have to publicize it. We have to put it in front of the board. We have to have public comment. We have to give them time to really make the final decisions on what that's going to look like. And so that has to be to them usually in May. And so we're getting close. It's where we hopefully will have something at least to present to the commissioners.
Good. Do you see a lot of new? Are you this year as opposed to previous years, or is it about the same?
Yeah, no, it's different. We're trying to be strategic, as we've talked about in the past, and there's a lot of things that we're doing, particularly in public works. I would say some changes there where we're trying to be a little bit more proactive. And you've heard me talk about this, and you've heard Some of the commissioners talk about it, as well as Danny Smith from Public Works. But focusing on drainage. And in fact, I think last month I gave you a couple of stats that were pretty impressive on the performance measures that we had for Public Works when it came to drainage. So that's one area. And so to do that, we need equipment. We need we need personnel to be able to do it. But that sets us up for success down the road as well. So that's probably one area. But we're trying to use technology too. And so by using technology, you think that would kind of reduce some of the demand as far as personnel goes. And so we're trying to look at that. That's one of the commissioner's goals as well, is to kind of be more efficient and to make doing business with Glynn County easier. So technology plays a big part in that. So we'll see how it shakes out with the budget once we get it done.
Great. Okay. What about AI? That's just a question that just popped into my head. Like, does the county use AI? Is this something that y'all are implementing with your IT department? How's that looking?
Yeah, we've looked at it across the board. It helps with presentations, some of those things, when we have to write speeches, for instance, or some of those other things. Really, with presentations, we don't necessarily use it. We will, I believe, though, once we have our new website up and running, which will be hopefully over the summer. We might have some capabilities with AI as far as directing people where to go, answering some of the basic questions that come up, that type of thing. So yeah, we're looking at it now. Our IT department's looking at it, but yeah, we'll hopefully there's some pretty cool stuff that's out there that we could maybe take advantage of.
Yeah, that's just a hot topic. Everybody wants to know how if people are using it or not, or how. So it's an interesting subject for sure. Yeah.
A couple other things. So yeah, we got a couple big projects. We talk about these pretty much every month, but the two I wanted to just mention that have been kind of in the news here lately, the roundabout over at Frederica and Sea Island Road. And so we've put out a lot of facts. We put out a lot of data and releases to the media. But really, when it comes down to that roundabout, first of all, it was approved back in 2022, and it was funded back then. So the roundabout is going to help. It's going to help not only, I think, with the traffic, but also safety as well. So one of the things our design team, when they looked at that, the company that we used to design the roundabout, as well as our own engineering department looked at it as well. They had to consider a lot of things. So they considered utility placement. They considered line of sight for both vehicles and pedestrians. They looked at the road alignment as well for safety issues. But they also looked at the impact on trees, in particular healthy trees that are out there. So that was part of the consideration as to where the roundabout landed. And so we're going to continue working with Georgia Power and some of the other utilities, and hopefully have that design wrapped up here in the next, hopefully the next couple of weeks.
Yes. For those who maybe haven't been keeping up, I know one of the issues, and maybe you can clarify, is the Sea Island stables, or the land trust land that was designated used to be the stables. Maybe you can clarify. You would not, if the project, when the project goes ahead, you're not taking the entire park there. It would just be a small section, right? You may want to clarify that for people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so that property over there is 2.3 acres. And right now, with the current design of that roundabout, we're looking at 0.465 acres that we would need. And that's actually a strip. So it's a linear strip that goes along Frederica Road onto Sea Island. And so we're even trying to reduce that if we can. So we might be able to get it down to about a third of an acre. But with that said, again, that's going to be a big project for the thousands of people that have to use that roundabout every day. We hear continuous complaints. It's a horrible intersection when it comes to traffic safety as well. And so, there's a lot of people that are going to be impacted by this in a positive way, not just our residents, but the people that have to go to work every day over there. And so, but that roundabout that intersection is just a source of congestion really all the time. And it's congested on the weekends. It's not just Monday through Friday during rush hour. It's midday. It's other times. And so this is going to be a big relief project that is going to be beneficial for all of our citizens over there.
Yes. Good. Right. Taking a little bit to make it for the greater good is important. So thank you. for clarifying.
Yeah, and like I said, we actually did a kind of a assessment of the trees. We had our arbiter out there, as well as we had a arborist from Sea Island that looked at it as well. So we kind of compared notes. The engineering firm looked at all that. So we're the commission here is committed to preservation, and so we're trying to make as minimal an impact out there as possible.
Right, exactly. Very well said. Yes.
And then the second project that we're hopefully going to get off the ground here soon is that Coast Guard beach renovation project. And so there's a lot out there we're going to improve parking. We're going to improve that building, particularly when it comes to like the restrooms and some of the things that are out there. We're going to improve it security and safety wise by having some technology out there that our lifeguards can use, and even the police department can use as well. So we're looking forward to that project. There's some things out there as well that are kind of misinformation on that. We're going to pretty much use the land that we have right now. We post all kinds of information, so we just want to make sure that people have the facts and the right details when they start to see what that project's going to look like.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Can they find more details on the website if somebody, or what's the best way?
100%. We've post, so everything's on our website, but we also post releases. We post things on Facebook. I think next door as well. So there's social media that we're using. So we'll continue to put the facts out and let people just take a look at it and make their own, form their own opinions. Put it that way. Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your report for March, and we're looking forward to Lisa and the commissioner as well.
Yeah, so next up will be Commissioner Tossison. He is District 1, which is the largest district that we have out there. And so he's got a big territory to cover. He just got reelected, and so we're happy to have him on board. And another one of our commissioners that's just very engaged. He's engaged with the staff, engaged with the public. But I won't steal too much of his thunder. I'll let him talk about some of his things that are going on in his district. And then Lisa Gerganis, I think you've heard from her in the past, but it's a good time to have her on because you start talking about really all the stuff that we got to look forward to here with the summer coming up.
Yes, the spring summer season is about to kick off, so we're excited to talk to her as well. So thank you. Anything else?
All right, we'll turn it over to Commissioner Tossison next.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Hi, welcome back to Good News Glynn. I'm here with Commissioner Tossison, and he is representing the largest district, District Number 1. So welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So let's get a little bit of information about you. And for those that don't know you, tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we'll jump into kind of what's been going on lately.
Well, I'm a lifelong resident of Glynn County. I live in the area of District 1 that I've lived in all my life. So I'm proud to be their representative. District 1's like Bill said earlier, the largest land district, but the same amount of volume of people that all the other commissioners represent. We're due to redistricting. We all have the same number of voters or residents, but some are more condensed, like St. Simon's Island or the city of Brunswick. But mine is a large volume area and stretches from Jekyll Island. I represent Jekyll Island, Blythe Island, Sterling, Thalman, Exit 29, which is Fancy Bluff, Brookman, Buck Swamp, all those areas in between, Ellis Point. So we have a very, very large area that we cover.
Wow. Yes, that's a big job. A lot of different areas there within one district, right?
And District 1 is very engaged with what's going on in Glynn County.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yes. Well, we're very excited about that. Let's jump into the recent town hall.
We had a town hall in February,
okay.
And it was standing room only, just about. It was a great crowd that came out. Like I said, the District 1 folks are very engaged, but we did a little different format. This time, we had all our department heads there. We had the chief of police, Bill Fallon, Lisa with with Parks and Rec, and we had Danny at Public Works, project managers. Jason was there. Our fire chief, Vinny, was there. So what we did is, and we also had 3 other commissioners that wanted to sit in. So we had our 2 at-large commissioners and our new St. Simon's commissioner. He's new, so he wanted to see how these things go. And I know he'll be holding town hall meetings. And but we did something a little different, which was exciting for me. Every department head got up and spoke and kind of told them what was going on in our district and in the county. And then towards the end of the last 20 minutes of the program, I just made an announcement, said, listen, instead of trying to go to a podium and ask questions that takes up so much time, why don't we all just get up and be a little bit more social? And if you've got concerns with Public Works, or you've got questions that you need to talk with the Public Works director about, or if you want to talk to one of the commissioners, there's 4 of us here, or if you would like to actually speak with the chief of police that you normally would never, ever probably get to speak with, let's get up and let's mingle and let's talk. And it turned out really well. Everybody got a chance to talk to everybody they wanted to talk to, because sometimes they just don't want to talk to a commissioner. They want to talk to somebody that's going to clean their ditch or going to cut their grass or police protection in the neighborhood area, and they are concerned about those things. Well, these guys were there, and it made it really, really more comfortable setting for everyone to be able to talk with everyone. And we covered a lot of ground in a very short period of time.
That's great. What a great forward-thinking, engaging way to be at a town hall. That's awesome. Yeah. So it's more like, hey, we're welcoming you in, not stand in your seat. It's a little less formal. And I think people like that.
It worked out real well. I was real pleased how it turned out. Because, they limited us to a certain amount of time for these town hall meetings, and people want to get home and have dinner and things like that. So we covered a lot of ground in a very short period of time.
Very efficient. Very efficient. Excellent. Well, that is certainly good news. Okay, so growth at the ports. Let's talk about that.
Well, the Colonel's Island Port is also in District 1, and it's very vibrant. I sat in on a State of the Port luncheon a couple of weeks ago, and our port, is called a roll-off, roll-on cars. We are the #1 roll-off, roll-on port in the country now. And we're getting ready to put in our 4th berth, which will grow us even more. But it's just more opportunity and more growth and exciting things that's happening in Glynn County.
Wow. That is very exciting.
And you think about it, Glynn County is the only other county in the state of Georgia that has a port. Chatham has their port in Savannah, and then Glynn County has a port. So we are very, very privileged and proud to have a port in Glynn County. We're a small county under 100,000, but we have all the wonderful things that you see in more metropolitan counties, like we have rail and interstate, a port, airports, tourism. So we have all the key ingredients for success.
Yes, we do. And I'm glad, we're talking about that. Some people don't even realize that about the ports. They may not know that. And so it's interesting. Thank you for kind of.
Well, it gives opportunity for more employment, higher pay, and people makes them want to come to our area and start their families and live here.
Yes. Yes. And did you, speaking of ports and harbors, I don't know if you happen to watch the State of the Union address with President Trump, but he was saying we used to build ships. We need to start building ships again, which made me think of Liberty Harbor, because they built all those ships there. So I don't know. That was just something I thought we could incorporate ports and shipbuilding kind of right.
Well, get America working again.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. We're going to figure it out, aren't we? Okay. As you know, we want to keep our county clean and beautiful. And so that brings me to the next topic, which is the Gateways Beautification Project. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, our gateway is how people come into our county and see what we have to offer. Yes. And the entrance is always is significant importance. We have basically 2 gateways coming in. One is off of exit 29, which comes in and feeds into Jekyll Island and the Lanier Bridge and into Brunswick from the south, and then from the north they have the spur that comes in. So it's important that people, when they're traveling up and down the interstate, are aware that we are here, and if we can make it in such a way that, well, let's stop and let's look and let's see what the Golden Isles has to offer. We're also part of the Gateway. We're having talks right now with the Georgia Department of Transportation, who owns the Lanier Bridge. And one of the projects we're talking about now is lighting the bridge. They looked at that 20 plus years ago and were not successful. Turtles and the turtle season and things like that. So they equipped the bridge with turtle lights, and that's the amber lights that you see on it now. But if you've noticed in other cities, Jacksonville, that their bridges are lit up in blues and reds and whites, patriotic colors. We approached the Department of Transportation about possibly lighting our bridge. DNR is good with it. Jekyll Island's good with it. So that would be a wonderful thing to see when you get through Colonel's Island, coming into Brunswick, and you look over and see the Lanier Bridge, and it's all lit up. If you're down in the pier area on St. Simon's, you can look over and see that as well. When we have our RSM, it would be lit up. It would be a really a beautiful attraction to see.
It would be.
That would be something that we're negotiating with right now. But I look for it to happen. I think it'll be exciting for our area, a part of our Gateway.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? I love that. Yes. So keep us.
Well, just think Georgia, Florida weekend, and it's lit up in red.
Can you change could you do that? Could you change the colors out? And
we're hoping that that's what the design will be, where we can, keep it patriotic colors, red, white, and blue. But, sometimes you can make it red, sometimes blue, but probably mostly white. And then during turtle season, we can turn that down and let the amber lights to protect the seashore.
I love it. That is excellent. Thank you for letting us know about that, and keep us posted for sure.
Will do.
Okay. Road projects are a big part of Glynn County. Tell me about, is it Dungeness Road Project? I don't know how you pronounce that.
I think as Bill talked earlier about the traffic problems that we're having because we're growing. Dungeness Project is a project that will help eliminate traffic from having to zigzag through to get out to the interstate and get out to Highway 17. It'll be a cut through road that we're in the process of negotiating with right now, but hopefully we'll start breaking ground on that in April. And it'll just alleviate a lot of stop and go traffic and more flow. Our traffic engineers are always looking at ideas all throughout the county to try to make more things more easier, more user friendly for our folks here. And so that'll be one that'll be out in District 1. But we have an elementary school and a middle school out in that area, and how traffic backs up with school traffic at certain times of the day.
Yes.
So this hopefully will help relieve that problem.
Right. I love that. That's what we need, right? Bigger cities, there are multiple ways to get places, which I think alleviates traffic. And so we need to create some roads that can funnel traffic in different directions.
Avery, think about it like this. Our last census, we went from 75,000 to 85,000 in 10 years. That's about 1,000 residents coming in a year for 10 years. And that happened in my first term. So within a couple of years, we've gone from 85,000 to over 90. And the projections are that we'll be at 100,000 within 5 years. So we are growing. People have found us. People like it here. People want to be part of what we have.
Yes.
And they're coming, and we have to be prepared for those things.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
That's one of the biggest jobs of being a commissioner, is being, forward thinking and thinking these folks are coming, they like it, and we have to be prepared.
I was going to say that's the job of a commissioner, to not think about just today, but the future. So this is great. And I always talk about this as Team Glynn, that the board and everybody, the staff is forward thinking and is thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead to accommodate. So y'all are working fast and efficiently, and it's great to see. Yeah.
I hate losing our small town charm, but we are. But people like in Atlanta want to get out of the traffic, want to get out of that. People are wanting to retire, and just with the mobile workforce we have now, they're saying, well, where can we go and not leave the state of Georgia. Well, hey, Southeast Georgia, great down there. Let's move there. So that's what. So they have discovered us, and we realize that.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, good. Well, anything else you want to talk about or touch on before we wrap it up?
Well, I know that we've got a busy year this year. Like I think Bill had touched on our budget year, so we're trying to prepare for that. But growth is the biggest thing that I think we're facing right now, as far as the Golden Isles is concerned. I'd like to see more focus on the mainland. As far as growth, I think people will. St. Simon's is very stretched right now. People are wanting to be on St. Simon's, but I think we could. I think our CBV is now, which is our Business and Visitors Bureau, is focusing more on mainland and the wonderful things that we have on the other side on our side of the river.
Sure.
And the beautiful places that there are to live and do over here. Brunswick is emerging into a wonderful place to go. We've got this guy that the CBV has brought in named Michael Owens. He's from Savannah. He's the guy that kind of transformed River Street in Savannah, and he's down here working with us now to see what we can do with our downtown Brunswick and our waterfront facilities that we have. So I'm excited about that. But it's Brunswick is kind of like what St. Simon's was in the 70s and 80s, and it's a lot going on over on this side of the river now, and people are really realizing that.
Yes, and realizing it so much potential. I mean, it could just
So
be,
much potential.
the next Savannah or Charleston, even better. So very exciting. So glad to hear that. Anything else?
Well, thank you for letting me come on and make me feel important.
We are very.
But it's a joy. I'm excited about being a commissioner. I've learned a lot. I've been exposed to a lot. I've gotten to really be involved and work with some very, very smart people. And that part in my life is very, very rewarding. So I'm very proud to be the commissioner of District 1. I'm proud to live where I live and actually grow up here. It's truly a blessing.
Well, thank you. We are so excited to have you on the show today. And we're so appreciative of the service that you give to Glynn County and to all the citizens. And we definitely want you to come back.
The key to this is you just got to have fun with it.
Exactly. That's right. We try to make it fun. It's serious stuff. We know you're doing very serious, important projects every day, but this show allows you to kind of have a fun conversation. And so we have a good time. So,
well, thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Welcome back to Good News Glenn. I'm here with Lisa Gerganis. She is the Director for Recreations and Parks for Glynn County, and we're thrilled to have you. Hello.
Hi, Avery. It's good to see you again. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you. We're excited to have you on because this is it's the month of March, and we are transitioning into spring and summer. So I know there's a lot going on with your department, specifically. Let's see, sports. Let's talk about spring, summer sports.
Yes. Well, yes, definitely. And listen to Commissioner Tossinson and you speak. We are the fun department, and the fun is getting ready to start. And actually, at our parks, it's already started a lot. We've got in full force with spring ball. We've got baseball, t-ball, blast ball, softball. All those things are underway. We're serving about 1,700 young people with our sports programs this spring, and through soccer, baseball, and all that. So we're really excited. Opening day, which is a long-standing tradition at Mallory Park, is coming up on March 22nd. And so we hope the whole community will come out and be there for that. It's just a great celebration of community, families, and of course, baseball. So our parks are starting to green up nicely with the warm weather. Beautiful, with the weather like it's been the last few days. It's been just great to get out in the parks and enjoy some nice fresh air in the outdoors.
Yes. Yeah, we've had kind of a winter, I feel like, and sometimes we don't, but I feel like we really had some wintry weather. So so spring is really nice this year.
Spring is here for sure. And also at this time of year, we're in recruitment mode, getting ready for summer activities. We're recruiting our seasonal staff. We bring on about 55 folks to come help us at the beaches and pools during the summer. So we're in heavy recruitment mode right now.
Okay.
And things are looking really good for our pool lifeguards and our beach lifeguards, and also site attendants. We still have a few openings, but if there's folks out there that are interested in a great job, great environment, good hours, hiring bonus, we're hiring. So we're in that mode right now as well, getting ready for summer.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. So as far as registering for spring sports, and if you want to be hired for spring summer season, you just go to the website under
Well, you do, but actually spring sports registration happens in January.
Okay.
So we're a little beyond that, but the teams are out in the parks and they're playing right now. And like I said, we've got about 1,700 young people in all of our parks playing ball right now. We'll start registering for our fall sports in July, but we're definitely in recruitment mode. If folks are looking for fun things to do in the park, going out to there's nothing better than a blast ball or a t-ball game at this time of year, just to see the kids out having a good time. And that's what we like to see, is folks having fun in our parks.
Yes, absolutely. And what age can you still be eligible to play sports for the county? Do you stop at just like 12, or can you keep?
We go up to 14 in some programs, and some of them we actually go up to 16, 17 in some sports. Just it kind of varies depending on the sport. But we start at age 3, so by the time these kids are 12, they've got a good 9 years of play under their belt, and so we have some good little athletes in our programs, and we're real proud of them.
Oh wow, so exciting!
Yeah.
So okay, well, how do you prepare the parks for the upcoming tourist season? I know it gets busier. You've got spring sports and all of that is very busy. But then you've got tourists coming.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Well, our teams, we've got crews that are dedicated to maintenance and operations of the parks. And, our goal is to keep them safe, clean, and well maintained. Our biggest struggle probably is restrooms in our parks because they're so heavily utilized. But, at this time of year, we're in the process of fertilizing green space areas, trimming back some overgrown bushes and trees and things like that, just to pretty up the parks. And just, again, making sure that the trash is picked up, making sure that the areas are well maintained, well manicured, and making sure there's plenty of trash bags, dog waste bags, things like that in the park. So when people come out, that they're well stocked and that they can enjoy them seamlessly without knowing that we've been there.
Yes, y'all do a great job, but
you.
it's a lot to keep up with. So we appreciate all of that when it comes to the busy tourist season. Excellent. And Blythe Island, let's talk about that. Blythe Island was on the cover of Family RVing magazine. So in an actual article inside too, tell us about that.
Well, yeah, that was great. And honestly, I'm not really sure where it came from, but we were thrilled to see our park on the cover of this magazine. It's a national magazine. Blythe Island Regional Park is a hidden gem. And if you had asked Commissioner Tossison about it, he would have been on here another 5 or 10 minutes talking about it, because I do believe it's one of his favorites. He loves that park. It's an 1,100-acre park on Blythe Island. It came to us, through a federal Lands to Parks program many years ago. We have a RV campground with very lovely, beautiful, shady spaces. A lot of pull-throughs. We have some primitive camping. That is where our new inclusive playground is located that we opened last year. It's a very busy facility. You can fish, you can hike, you can kayak, paddleboard, have a picnic. We have a swimming area. There's just a lot to do there at that park. And it is called a regional park because we do serve some folks that are not from here when they come and camp and stay with us. But it's also a community park. And I hope folks, this maybe will help them be aware of it and maybe come out and visit the park. And I know there are people here in the community that love to camp, have travel trailers, motorhomes, and I would invite them to come out to Blythe Island Regional Park and camp for a weekend, a nice little weekend getaway from their homes to come out to the park. It's just lovely. Lots of space for people to get out and enjoy nature.
That's a great idea. Yeah, we've heard so much about Blythe Island, the new park. It's handicapped accessible and all of that, right? So there's so many great things about the actual park, playground, but I was not aware of this exciting news with the RVing. So yes, everybody do like a staycation sort of.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
And enjoy, I bet just being on the coast with all the shady oak trees and like you said, it just creates a beautiful setting for
It really is. And a lot of the folks that come out to the park and camp there, they're repeat customers. Once they come, they're hooked. They love it. The sites, like I said, they're spacious. There's some places you go where your campsites are pretty close together, but ours have a lot of room. You can have privacy. You can camp, a couple spaces down from your friends and neighbors. You get to see the Blythe Island bunnies, which we have at the park, and everybody loves playing with the bunnies and feeding them. So it's a really great park. It's one of my favorites as well, actually.
oh wow, what a great asset for Glynn County.
It
Wonderful.
really is. It really is. Yes.
That's so exciting. Okay, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Well, I mean, we're busy with a variety of projects that are going on at different parks right now. Thankful to the commissioners for funding some of these. We're almost finished with a new trail, a sidewalk trail at Demery Park on St. Simon's. We're working on some new batting cages at Ballard Park that will complement the fields that we have there at Ballard Park. Our Selden Park, we've got a fence replacement project that's in progress now. We'll be replacing the gym floor at Selden Gym in a couple of weeks, and so we've got some really good infrastructure improvements that are getting underway, and we're real proud of those. So keep them busy.
Yes, I was going to say, do you just dart your car from one park to the other? You're just going.
I do, and there's worse things I could be doing during the day, right? Than visiting our parks and checking on projects. But no, I love it. I'm so proud to be here and be a part of the Glynn County team, and appreciate folks like Commissioner Tossison and Mr. Fallon for all they do to support us and give us the guidance we need to try to do the best we can for our parks, for the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's what this area is all about. And that's such a good recognition to recognize them for making that happen and keeping these parks beautiful and clean and ready for locals and visitors. So,
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
We're ready. We're ready. We're ready for our folks to come out and hit the beaches here soon with spring break coming up. We're going to have some of our lifeguards, some of our beach guards will be doing sandbar patrol around spring break and some of the weekends leading up into Memorial Day. So we're ready. We're ready here, and we're here to serve.
Yes. Tell us about that sandbar patrol. Do they actually go out to the sandbar, or they're up high in the chair and they can see? How does
Well,
that
actually, what we do, and the beach has shifted so much over the time that even I've been here.
Yes.
So the sandbar has moved, a little bit. But basically, what we'll do is we'll put maybe two teams on utility vehicles to just kind of patrol the beach. And if they see people wading out a little farther than they should, whenever the tide is low, before the tide starts rolling in too fast to become high tide, we kind of try to get them back in to
Yes.
shore, because otherwise they could potentially get stranded out on a sandbar. The sandbar may be there, but the getting from the sandbar back to the main beach area could be treacherous for them. So when we see folks that we think are out too far, we kind of whistle them back in and try to pull them back in to come back closer to shore, because when that tide comes in, it could become a little swift river between the sandbar and the main beach area. So,
Yeah.
so we have certain times based on the tide schedule is how we schedule our staff out there.
Okay.
And they do a great job. We're real excited. We've got 13 at least returning seasonal beach lifeguards coming back for this coming summer. So a lot of experience there, a lot of good young people that enjoy that work environment and want to help others. So
Yes. Excellent. Well, it sounds like you've got a great crew, a great team under you and your department, and Team Glynn. We love these shows to hear all the good news, and we appreciate all of your good news today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having me back. I think we did this about a year ago. So this is, like Mr. Fallon said, this is a great time to talk about the fun things going on, and we appreciate being a part of this today.
Absolutely. We're so glad to have you, and have a good season.
Thanks, you as well. See you next time.
You too. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, thanks again for having us on, Avery. A good month of March coming up. And so look forward to April. Should be a little bit nicer in April, and we'll be that much closer to the fun time of the year when it gets into the later spring months in the summer. So looking forward to that. We got a lot that's going to happen between now and then. So I'll fill you in next month as to where we are.
Yes. Keep us posted. We can't wait till next month. We appreciate your time today, and see you later. See you next time.
All right. Yep. Take care.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching this episode of Good News Glynn. Now stay tuned for more Golden Isles TV coming up next.